Yes, and this is the going rate. And in a couple of years, Skip, this might look like it's still. Because you know Aaron Rodgers is like, because if he got that, can you imagine what Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan are about to get? Drew Brees is going to get for 2 years? Skip, he's accurate, he's mobile, and the greatest stamp of approval a quarterback can have. Bill Belichick was going to be willing to part ways with a 5-time winner, possibly a 6-time winning quarterback, and put him as his quarterback.
He was.
That's all I need.
Yep.
He saw 18 years of Tom Brady. He knows what Tom Brady is and what he represents. And he was going to be willing to part ways with that and insert this young man.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Do you really want Jimmy Garoppolo to get to the free agent market? The Cardinals need a quarterback. The Browns need a quarterback. The Broncos need a quarterback. That's the one position that if you don't have, you can't put enough pieces around it and be successful. So, and you gave up a second round. So let me get this right. You're going to give up a second round pick. You believe the guy. You give up a second round pick, but then you're like, nah, we're going to let him hit the free agent market. That's foolish. I have no problem. He has Kyle Shanahan. We know what Kyle Shanahan can do with quarterback. Matt Ryan looked as good as his 2 years with Kyle Shanahan as he has at any point in time in his career. I believe he'll have the same impact on Jimmy Garoppolo. I know it's these numbers, and I know what people are saying, but he's only had 7 starts. Free agency is not really about being good. It's about being free. Jimmy Garoppolo's free. You remember, had Isaiah Thomas 2 years ago had the year that he had and it was free, he might have would have got that max contract, but he wasn't. Jimmy Garoppolo is free. And so this is what you get. And it's the only position. Quarterback, Skip, is the only position in the NFL that they play on potential. Every other position, they make you prove it first before they give you the big bucks. On this, they'll pay you on potential. But I believe he's worth what he's got, what he's getting paid.
I'm not so sure, but I have one question I'm going to re-ask.
Okay.
I've asked many times because now I got some new numbers to stick to it.
Okay.
So let me get this straight. The quarterback who was just given the biggest deal in NFL history was acquired for a second-round pick. 2 plus 2 equals
something ain't
insanity. like, well, what? Am I right?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick gave away Jimmy G, who just got $90 million guaranteed for 3 years. That's NBA max kind of money, right?
Yes.
In your game, the NFL, to guarantee $90 million for the next 3 years.
And that's for a second rounder. Matthew Stafford got that. He was the #1 overall pick.
Well, he was.
Andrew Luck got that. He's the #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
You got Jimmy Garoppolo, who was drafted in the second round for a second-round pick.
Huh? So Bill Belichick gave him away. Does that feel a little sabotagey to you? It just does to me. So I'm going to ask that one last time, and then I'm going to move on to Jimmy G. So he seems, this young man, as you refer to him, seems like a really fine young man. I've heard nothing wrong about, you know, he's a great teammate. Seems like he has poise, maturity, all of the above. But I always have some doubt about products of Tom Brady and that system. Because you can't be completely sure. Do I blame John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan for plunging? No. What else are you going to do?
Nothing.
You saw flashes of greatness, right?
Yeah.
And you saw just enough that you just close your eyes and you say, we just have to do this.
Right.
It's how business is done in the National Football League, to your point. But if I'm John Lynch, our former colleague here at Fox, and the new GM, I guess that's his title, of
he
the
is.
49ers, I'm not sleeping that great for the next couple of years because I need to see how Jimmy G responds to the first ever expectations he's ever felt in his career because he came out of Eastern Illinois as a second-round pick. It's like, okay, but... And then he's supposed to be the heir apparent, but okay, but you haven't done that much. So he gets thrown into the fire week 1 at Arizona, going back 2 years ago when Tom Brady was suspended, or is it 3 years ago now? Three.
It was 2.
2 seasons ago, yeah. Tom Brady suspended for Deflategate, week 1's at Arizona, and they pull off a stunning upset, 24-23, and Jimmy was really good in that game, threw for 264, touchdown, no interceptions. And yet, did you expect that much going in from him that day? Probably not that much. Then he goes home against your Dolphins, who weren't all that great. They were pretty good, and he pulls off a 31-24 victory.
He got hurt.
Goes for 232, and he got hurt. But he did have 3 touchdowns and no interceptions that game. But then that was the last you saw of him until week 13 of this past season. And they're at Chicago against a pretty bad Bears team. And they barely pulled it out 15-14. And he was really good in that game. And then they go to Houston and they get to play against Tom Savage and T.J. Yates. And he was really good in that game. He threw for 334. Then they come home. Now they're 3-10 going into this game, the 49ers are, and nobody's taking them that seriously. And they play Tennessee, who's a very good team. But it looked like Tennessee kind of mailed this one in and didn't take them seriously enough. And they roar back and win 25-23. And then the Jaguars come, and it's still a 4-10 49ers team with a first-year starter at quarterback. And I don't think the Jaguars late in the year, it looked like a dog days kind of game where they kind of mailed it in. And it became a shootout, and it went crazy. And Jimmy was tremendous in this game, 44-33 that they won that game. And then at the Rams, nobody played for the Rams, and he had another nice game. And so you say, were there any, as you use the word, expectations? Were there expectations in any of these games? No, not really. All of a sudden, he's the highest paid quarterback in pro football. I look back at a Matt Castle who went from Tom Brady and company and system to Kansas City. Remember that?
Yeah.
After he went 11-5 for the Patriots in place of Brady when he got his knee hurt. And Matt Castle in Kansas City actually made a Pro Bowl in his second season and had a really big year, 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And then he started to crumble, and he got exposed and fell off the map, and he really got exposed as the fill-in quarterback for my Dallas Cowboys in place of Tony Romo. So could that happen to Jimmy? It could. Is he that guy? How do you know? How do you said you pay on potential.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. You really don't know even when you take a quarterback with the first overall pick or you take a quarterback in the first round. You don't know until you get him into your locker room, put him in your clothing. But here's the thing. He's going to get an entire offseason. He's going to get OTAs. He's going to get mini camps. He's going to get a training camp because we've never seen anything like this. A guy got drafted. He got traded there. 6 games left. He comes in game 5 halfway through, and then he plays the rest of the way. So we really don't know what he's going to be until we get that year. Yeah. I believe he will be very good. The mere fact that Coach Belichick, Skip, think about this now. This man was willing to take this guy that had no expectations, and he was going to be willing to jettison Tom Brady, the most accomplished, the greatest quarterback the NFL has ever seen. That's what Coach Belichick thought of it.
That could be more about Brady than about Garoppolo. It could be more about, I need to prove I can win with my guy instead of winning again with you.
You know what? I might have me a new horse over here. But if I can still ride this one, he can get me to the finish line first, I'm going to ride him as long as I can, and then I'm going to pick right back up with this one. Now, I get what Coach Belichick said because he realized he was running out of time.
He was.
And I got to make a decision. And it seems to me, though, Skip, the decision that he was going to be willing to make, Jimmy G, Jimmy, Jimmy, man.
You got a new bandwagon?
No.
Because you hate Brady, so
no. I like Brady. I like Brady.
Yeah, you love him.
I like Brady. Like Brady. He gave me a solid.
Yeah, he did.
He gave me a solid on Sunday.
He got stripped.
Right? What they call it? Ooh, got that paper stacked on like this here, Joy. I put a little something.
Yeah. Well, I'm here to tell you that. Remember, Jacoby Brissett stepped in game number 3 without Tom Brady and won that game.
Yeah, against Houston.
Against
Brock Osweiler.
Okay, but he won it.
Yeah. And then the next week, what he looked like? Pulled his pants down, just pooping all on the field up in New England, Joy.
Well, I don't love that image, but whatever.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure got that
you want Jimmy G or you want Dak?
I'll take Dak Prescott. Okay. And I like Jimmy. I like everything I see, but I don't know.
Who has the better season next year? Jimmy G or Dak?
Oh, I'll definitely take Dak. But what do you want to do? What do you want to put on that one?
No, I like Dak. Dak my guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Dak fan now.
Huh. See, you can't play this game that way. Just because you see somebody on an airplane, you can't just sell out to them.
I gotta be nice.
Courage.
I'll play nice.
Have the courage of your convictions, whatever you believe about.
No.
You think Dak's an F? You know, you had a failed season.
My granny said, "Boy, when I take you somewhere, play nice. I'm gonna play nice, Skip. Yep. But you know, come September, what's gonna happen?
Yep. So who will have the better records next year? Dak Prescott or Jimmy Garoppolo?
You think the talent level is equal?
I don't know. You tell
You
me.
know the talent level ain't equal.
Well, you're saying Jimmy's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, so take him.
Skip, I just asked, I posed the question to you. I didn't say that.
Well, I jumped. I said, I'm there. I take it. I
Can we
accept
have
your
Zeke?
bet.
Can we have Zeke? Y'all take Carlos Hyde?
God.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll take Dez off your hands.
Who is we?
You can have Dez.
No. Oh, no, buddy. Oh, no, huh? What?
Who is we?
Don't you like the 49ers, Joey?
Why would I like the 49ers? I mean,
You should like a team that wins. Dolphins don't win.
It's easy to like a team that wins when you just pick the team that's winning every week.
No, now that ain't how I do business.
That is exactly how you do it.
I'm the
Are
Broncos.
the Well, and you're talking to me and talking about a team that wins. Are the Cavs now the team to beat in the East? We'll discuss that with Chris Broussard next.
Yes.